I was asked about selfishness being a good thing. So here's what I have to offer, and all of this is only from my own personal experience and observations. Selfishness is always good for the one that's being selfish, right? Selfishness, loose definition is that there is a disregard for others and a high focus on the profit or benefit to oneself in that moment, right? And so being asked, is selfishness a good thing? I offer that. I also offer that for many of us, and I was included in this, I never heard about self love until I became an adult. So if self love is a regard for one's well being and happiness, now I make a distinction between selfish acts and acts of self love. And the acts of self love are oftentimes what we're still calling selfish. Oh, I'm being selfish because I want to take this time out. I did a video on me time, right? So I'm creating me time for myself. That's selfish because I'm doing for me. No, that's an act of self love. And it allows for you to hear the needs of others, the desires of others. So you can hear family and friends say, oh, I really would like to do. And you go, you know what? Tonight's going to be a night where I just check in with me. I'm going to order some food in and watch something on Netflix, right? That's a moment where you are giving to yourself. You are nurturing yourself. You are catering to your well-being or catering to being well. The selfishness can seek that, but it does it at a cost, right? And it does it at the detriment of relationships with other people. Now, don't get it twisted. You can engage in acts of self-love and other people fall by the wayside. Other people get tight, they get pissed off, they get annoyed. That's their stuff. So here's what I would say. You are responsible for your actions. They're responsible for their reaction or response. So if I tell you the next hour is mine, or if I tell you one of my favorite things is every once in a while I will either buy or make a dessert, I ain't trying to share it all, if any. Now, does that disregard others? No, because then I'm happy to create something for them. So I may create a large enough batch that I'm able to share. But oh, baby, that portion that I keep for me, oh, that's for me. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, whether my family or friends like that, I ain't got nothing to do with that. However, I can listen to that and I can hear where they're coming from because I may want to make adjustments and I may have started out with self-love and tapped into selfishness, right? Or I just may be in self-love and they are learning what self-love requires. Because if it's a healthy relationship that I have with myself, I'll honor the moments to be well. And I'll honor moments that facilitate happiness and joy and peace and contentment. And if others are upset with it, I can hear they're upset. However, I am going to quickly recognize if their upset is really just an attempt to manipulate my experience for their gain. Oh, selfishness. So sometimes in our moments of self-love, we can see the selfishness that's around us. I heard years ago, we teach people how to treat us. So maybe what I've done in shifting from acts of selfishness to self-love was set up a structure around me in all of my relationships where they only know how to react and respond to selfishness. So now that there's this something new, energetically it feels different, they are attempting to pull me back into what is a familiar pattern of behavior for them. So I may need to give myself time and be gentle with myself and them as I continue to embody acts of self-love and garner in those relationships new ways of behaving and new ways of relating. Here's the other thing. Sometimes if other people are truly disturbed by it, your act of self-love will hold them accountable for their acts of selfishness. They're not going to stay in or around you with any frequency. And that gets to be okay. Because if negative energy is removed, then you can be well and you may experience happiness. So, if in this right now moment you're going, I got something planned for me today. Is it an act of selfishness, an act of self-love? Write it all down. Write down everything that you think or believe or know is selfish. Then go back through. See if it disregards others. If so, selfish, it may be. Or if it speaks to or regards your well-being and happiness, and there's no need to defend it, right? You don't need to defend or justify it, then that might be self-love. Play with it. You've made it up to this point in your life. You can play with something different and make up a new result. Enjoy your journey.